Now, if we look at it on a piece of paper, if you've got 300 calories of 80-20 beef mince, that's got about 27 grams of protein and about 3 milligrams of iron. And if you got yourself some black lentils for 300 calories, you're having about 24 grams of protein and about 7 milligrams of iron. Now on paper, they're both high quality protein, and the black lentils have about 3 times more iron than the 80-20 ground beef. Now you can argue with me if you want, if you get leaner ground beef, you will get more iron. So let's look at it through the 2 different viewpoints that you see on social media. Through what I would consider a carnivore diet, they're going to be petrified of anything plant-based, especially things like lentils. And it's for a couple of reasons. One is they're going to say that there's lectins in legumes that is going to break down your gut lining, and then also the bioavailability of the iron and the protein is going to be lower. Or to jump over to the plant-based community, they're going to tell you that eating any type of beef mince is going to increase your LDL, it's going to contain saturated fat, contributing to plaque buildup and heart disease, cardiovascular health. Let's just pause for a second. Probably being triggered by either one of these categories, being educated by influencers online about lectins and bioavailability of black lentils. The black lentils, or lentils in general, are great sources of protein. They've got high amounts of iron, and there's this thing called lectins. There are lectins found in legumes, but they are only found in uncooked legumes. So once you cook them, the lectins break down and then they become non-existent. So the only real issue with lectins is if you're eating legumes raw. Now, I'd probably send you to a mental institution if you're eating legumes raw. They're designed to be cooked and eaten. That's ruled out. Now, there was actually a famous story in Japan where they were grinding up soybeans, and then a lot of people got sick from consuming ground raw soybeans. They're designed to be cooked, okay? Don't be stupid. Yes, this is correct. Plant-based sources have a lower bioavailability of protein. That does not mean they're low quality sources of protein. Animal sources have something called heme iron, and then plant-based sources have something called non-heme iron. That's a plant variety of iron. Now, the only way you can really increase the absorption of your plant-based forms of iron is if you add a form of vitamin C with your meal. This can be something like capsicum, lemon, even something like dark leafy greens. The only kind of differences that I would say is that beef mince have items like collagen, which might be great for gut health. Now, black lentils have fiber and polyphenols. Now, what the fiber is going to do, it's going to feed your healthy gut bacteria. Those gut bacteria are going to create something called short chain fatty acids, and that's a feedback loop for the gut to repair itself. So these 2 items are great for both gut repair and overall health. So where am I going with this? I'm going the fact that they're both great sources of protein, they're both whole foods, and if you're inclined to consume beef mince for ethical reasons, by all means, do not be afraid of it. If you do get gastro bloating from eating lentils, this might be a fiber issue. If you do not consume fiber regularly, your gut is not able to handle fiber. So my recommendation is consume a quarter cup of cooked lentils once, twice, 3 times a week, and then you build up your gut's resistance to be able to handle fiber. If you never consume fiber, say if you've come from a carnivore diet and you go straight into legumes, rice, starchy vegetables, your gut is not trained to handle that. It can be a detriment to your health. It can create an inflammatory environment. Who's actually causing issues with cardiovascular health, and who's causing issues with breaking down your gut lining? So the culprit here is ultra processed foods, and then also trans fats. So they're both going to contribute to breaking down your gut lining and also increasing your plaque and your bad LDL. So For example, trans fats, these are highly processed fats. These are things found in like biscuits, cookies, cakes, the processed aisle. Another form of processed foods is things like pesticides and non-genetically modified wheat. So it's like the cheapest bread you can get from your supermarket. That's going to contain things that are going to contribute to breaking down your gut lining. So if we were to just stop eating the shit from the aisles, eat more whole foods. Don't be afraid of eating legumes. If you're ethically inclined to eat beef mince, don't be afraid of eating beef mince. Okay, the more you reduce the processed foods in your diet, the better your health is going to become. I hope I cleared some of the noise. If you do see some influencer online rummaging about either increasing your LDL by eating too much beef mince or breaking down your gut lining by eating any kind of legumes, I would just choose to ignore that information. I'm Mike, I'm an accredited nutritionist. I'm here to clear the noise of all the shit online, okay? So I'll see you guys in the next video. And please give me your thoughts in the comments below.